Okay, question 8. In a game, it is possible for each player to score between 1 and 10 points. Lewis and Becca play the game 5 times. The table below shows the points scored by Lewis in each game: 5, 2, 8, 5 and 1. Becca had a higher mean score than Lewis. Becca had a lower median score than Lewis. Becca had a lower range of scores than Lewis. Complete the table above with a set of possible scores gained by Becca. Okay, now what you probably find with this question is, sometimes that is, there are more than one way of doing this. Okay, so the answer I have here now might be different to yours. Okay, but that's not to say that your answer is wrong. As long as you meet each of these criteria, you are going to pick up marks. Okay, if you met all the criteria, if you've got all of these here correct, you'll get all of the marks. Okay, even if your numbers are different to the ones I'm going to choose now in a moment. Okay, if all of these are right, we sorted, you got the marks. But if you haven't met all the criteria, and maybe you've only met 2 of the criteria, then you're still going to pick up marks. Okay, or if you've only met 1 of the criteria, you will still collect marks. Okay, so it's important that you try these questions, because even if you only get 1 mark, it's better than nothing. Now, of course, they're comparing here Becca to Lewis's. You've got mean, median, and range. Okay, so what I would do here now, because they're looking at these different measurements, I would work these out. Okay, obviously you can't work them out for Becca, but you can work them out for Lewis. Okay, so the mean, okay, for Lewis. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I state here I'm doing it all here for Lewis's scores. The mean, of course, we're going to add them up. Okay, and then we're going to divide by. Right, we're going to divide by how many are there. Right, so if you add them up and divide by how many there. Now, in terms of how many games she's played 5 games. Add the top up, you get 21. Divide by 5, so 4.2. So her mean score is 4.2. Next, her median. To work out the median. Median is the middle value, of course, and when you work out the middle, it's really important that you put them in order first. Okay, you don't want to be looking at this here, okay, and say no, there you go, that's in the middle. The values need to be in order. Okay, so if I put them in order, 1 comes first, then 2, then 5, 5, and then 8. So as it happens, 5 is the median. Okay, that's the middle value. The range then, quite simply, the range is just the highest, take away the lowest. So in this case, the range will be 8. 8 is the highest, take away 1, which is the lowest, which is 7. Okay, excellent stuff. Now, Becca compares to Lewis by these 3 different facts here, okay? So, first of all, it says she has a higher mean score. This will mean that Becca will have a higher value than this. Okay, so when we look at Becca's mean, it'll be more than 4.2. In order to get more than 4.2, this calculation here obviously needs to give a bigger result. But in Becca's case, if you think about it, we're still going to be dividing by 5, aren't we? Okay, because Becca's played 5 games, so we're still dividing by 5. So in order to get a bigger answer, the total that they add up to has to be bigger than 21. Okay, they have to be bigger than 21. So, in other words, the values for Becca have to add up to more than 21. So we need to think about making at least one of these bigger. Okay, at least one of these values bigger. Now, suppose I make this value bigger. Okay, I could make this to be a 9, couldn't I? Yeah, that might help. So let's have a go at this. Now, don't forget now, with these type of questions, it is a case of just having a go, and you might get it wrong first time, but you can have a go. You can have another go. It's like trial and improvement, really, isn't it? You just have a go to see if we can get to the answer. So maybe I'll increase this to be 9. Okay, I'm allowed to do this because if you think back to the question, the game allows you to score between 1 and 10 points. So if I increase that to 9, we're all sorted. We've increased the score. The trouble is, though, if we look at the second bullet point, it says that she has to have a lower median score than Lois. So the the middle value, which would sort of fall here, if I sort of fall down from here, Becca's median would have to be lower. So maybe we'll decrease that and we'll make it to 4. Okay, so I got now a lower median for Becca. Okay, the trouble is now though is I increased that one, didn't I, by 1 because I want a larger mean, but I actually decreased this one now. Okay, so we have to really think carefully here. The other thing as well, now let's look at the third bullet point. Becca had a lower range of scores than Lois. Okay, well, if you think about the range Lois had a range of 7. Now if Becca has a lower range, then we'd have to have Becca having a range of, say, 6 maybe. Okay, 6, yeah, it'd have to be 6 or even less than that. But if we go for 6, then we'd have to, well, the highest value is 9, so if the range is 6, okay, if the gap from the lowest to the highest is 6, okay, the lowest value then would have to be 3, wouldn't it, if you think about it? Think about that now. That range there is 6, so that's what we're going to have. So let's see what we've met so far. The first objective was to get a higher mean. Well, I'm trying to do that by increasing this I'm increasing that by 1, but obviously I had to reduce this by 1, so that's sort of cancelled it out. Becca had a lower range of scores than Lewis, so by making this 3 here, I'm actually making the range lowest, so I tick that box, and I've also tick this box. But the good thing is as well, if I'm increasing the lowest number to 3, then I'm also, that's going to have a knock-on effect to the mean, isn't it? I just need to put values here now, okay, and put anything here, couldn't I? I could put 4 there, okay. Obviously, maybe put a number here that's bigger than that number. Okay, so I could put 8 there. Okay. Now, if we just check then if these numbers are okay for Becca, the range would be 6. Yeah, 9 take away 3 is 6. The median is 4. So that's great. That satisfies that. All we need to make sure now for the mean is this adds up to more than 21. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 4 is 11, plus 8 is 19, oh, plus 9 is going to be way more than 21. So we're sorted. We've met all of these criteria here. Okay, so my answer is 3, 4, 4, 8, 9. And by the looks of it, there are a lot of ways of doing this question. Okay, so, you know, maybe you've seen this explanation now. Maybe you can go and try and find a different way of doing it. Okay, but there's lots and lots of ways.